Lady Misfortune tells us about sadness and happiness, about how she sees good and love in everything. Little Misfortune expands massively on the 5 realities, the laws and order it's founded upon, and the creatures dueling within it. Hi folks, I'm R, your narrator. There will be spoilers about Frambo and Little Misfortune ahead. With that said, let's begin. I will explain the 5 realities a little more here, including a brief summary of Fran and Misfortune's connection. However, I made a video previously going over the story of Little Misfortune in depth, which you can watch by hitting the card above. If you have already watched it, and you don't want the extra explanation about the 5 realities and Fran and Misfortune's connection, you can skip the recap straight to the endings at the time indicated. Benjamin, a protector level 2 spirit animal from the order of Senersedee, the 3rd and 4th reality in Free, also known as the 5 realms of essential existence, gets assigned the case to rescue a victim called Misfortune from a deceiving parasite called Margot. 5 essential existence, as in the name, has 5 realities. The first being the domain of Velocos, beings of purity who instigate joy and happiness. The second reality is Thirsta, a peaceful realm where plants, insects, and all being live harmoniously together. The third reality, also known as the Pandora, is where people live, the Earth. The 4th reality is where people go after death. And finally, the 5th reality is the domain of Kamalas, or the source of darkness, called Mother Mabuka. These 5 realities are well studied and coexist together correspondingly. After a war called Ultra War, entities which came into existence as byproducts created their own realm without any order, which they call the Beyond. Entities from the Beyond tend to live off and feed off the creatures of the 5 realms of the essential existence, especially from the 3rd reality. One of those parasites from the Beyond is called Margot, who will be the main antagonist of Little Misfortune. Some people in the 3rd reality often experience a phenomenon called ultra reality, which opens the gate between conscious and subconscious, which allows people to see the unseen, the different realities, and the entities dueling within them, which, as suggested, some people have the special ability to see. However, in Frambo, Dr. Oswald, the main antagonist, develops a medicine called duotine with the ingredient called ectoplomatine, which artificially induces the ability to experience the ultra reality. Frambo, including Misfortune, are 2 children who have the ability to be 2 of the 1,000, as suggested by Dr. Leon in his diary, who are able to see the ultra reality without any artificial supplementation. Hence why Frambo was specifically and delicately prepared to be used by Dr. Oswald, and why they kept saying she's special, and Misfortune Ramirez Hernandez is able to hear Margot, the parasite, which surprises this powerful entity.
The sad part is, today is the day she will die.
I can hear you, you know.
Oh? You can?
And she's also able to see the missing children ghosts and masks people wear. The story of Frambo takes place in 1944 and Misfortune in 1993, with 49 years in between. I will make a separate video expanding on the 5 realities and their connections, so stay tuned if you don't want to miss out on it. As Benjamin, or the Fox, opens a portal to go to the 3rd reality from Senersedee, or the 4th reality, we get introduced to the victim who isn't aware of her death, called Misfortune. Misfortune is a happy girl with a big heart who wants to see everyone happy. Despite that, she has a horrible, unhappy family who are abusive and neglect Misfortune. As the parasite, Margot, or also known as Mr. Voice, starts his death game to feed off Misfortune before getting her to the beyond, like some of his previous victims, whom he's been the culprit of making disappear. Misfortune interrupts him and says that she can't hear him. Margot, surprised to how Misfortune hears him, pretends to be a friendly voice inside Misfortune's head. It's not clear to why Margot plays this game and how he manages to feed off his victims, but my theory is that as Margot is from the beyond, an unknown realm outside of the free, with no logical law, and as he was narrating Misfortune's story to us, the players, it's possible that he lives off the victims of the game by telling their stories to us, the players in a different realm outside of the 5 realities. Therefore, Margot, a parasite from the beyond, only exists because he is a narrator, or a necessary entity who only becomes essential if he breaks the 4th wall and talks to us directly, the players who witness the stories of the Kill Monday games. Therefore, Margot or the parasites can exist and feed off the victims by narrating their stories, so the players can play the games and give existence to the parasites. But the catch is, Misfortune can hear the parasite and can effectively break the game, or how the game is supposed to play out, by Margot leading her to dangerous places. Misfortune is deceived by the narrator or Margot, the parasite, to listen to him and follow his instructions in order for Misfortune's mother to achieve eternal happiness. A clear lie just to convince Misfortune to play his death games. We soon learn that Misfortune is aware of the fox, as she has seen him around the house, and she confesses to have feelings for him. As Misfortune leaves the house, we see tire skid marks in front of her garden. Misfortune informs the narrator that this car belongs to her father, but she doesn't know why there are skid marks. We only learn at the end that Misfortune was ran over by her father when she was playing in the garden, and she has been roaming the 3rd reality, being played by Margot, who wants to lure her into the beyond. It's possible Misfortune doesn't see her own dead body in front of the garden, as Margot has the ability to bend reality with illusions. Therefore, many things Misfortune experiences only happen due to Margot's tricks, with the ending only being reality. When Benjamin gets rid of Margot, when Misfortune sees her own dead body, with her mother crying, and what the reality looks like. Therefore, Misfortune doesn't know that she recently passed away, which we learn comes in handy for Margot to trick his victims into the beyond, instead of their rightful place, the senersedee. Misfortune agrees to follow Margot's instructions to get eternal happiness for her mother, a prize that Misfortune selflessly wants to give to a mother who abused and neglected her. This shows what a pure-hearted character she is. Misfortune goes through dangerous areas, such as a steep cave with collapsing rocks, a trap pit in the forest, and a wolf cage, heeding to Margot's tricks. Each time, Misfortune miraculously survives, which surprises Mr. Voice or Margot.
Wolfie? Ah, damn it. What scared him away? Why can't a little lady spot the wolf?
Oh, that was unexpected.
Not to me. Animals usually run away from me.
That's too bad. But hey, the note is right there.
I'm gonna take it.
Towards the end, Misfortune tracks Benjamin, through which Misfortune learns that Margot is a parasite and wants to take her to the beyond. Margot resets the timeline and asks Misfortune to play along if she wants to see Benjamin again. Misfortune refuses, which angers Margot to the point of showing up and trying to kidnap her. All of a sudden, Benjamin appears and destroys Margot. Now, this initiates the ending, which clarifies several elements of the story. As Misfortune wakes up, she finds herself in her house with everything seeming normal. Margot's voice has disappeared, an entity from beyond with abilities to reach the real world, breaking the fourth wall. This allows Misfortune to see the actual reality, clear from Margot's illusions. She sees her weeping mother answering questions to a police officer. Misfortune then finds her dead body in front of her garden, with the tire skid marks in the beginning of the game being a sign of how she died. Her father presumably ran her over and escaped the scene. This makes Misfortune break down into tears, but as she is now free from Margot's tricks, her spirit animal, Benjamin, comes along and leads her to the right path, to Senersedee. Benjamin opens a portal and takes Misfortune to the fourth reality, which is surreal and has creatures who were present in Fran. This links the connection between the two games, including the letters and diary we find from Benjamin. In there, Misfortune also finds the dog who was tied up in a park with a sign of no dogs allowed, which suggests that the dog is also going through the path of death or the fourth reality. Despite the spooky and surreal look of this reality, the Grim Reaper Misfortune meets is very friendly and welcoming, who welcomes Misfortune inside the house of Senersedee. The death mentions that they were expecting Misfortune, which might suggest alongside the diary of Benjamin that Misfortune must be rescued, that Misfortune is an important character of this universe, alongside Fran, who was taken to Ithursta. Based on a video Natalia Martinson posted on YouTube, it's very possible both Fran and Misfortune will meet, and there will be possibly a new game involving them. Frambo number 2 was planned to go under development, but Killmonday cancelled their plan and decided to go through with a 3D game, as Benjamin being the protagonist. They have mentioned that it will be story-rich and will quite possibly expand on this universe and even the future of both Fran and Misfortune. Senersedee is possibly a place which the dead travels to, and their fate is decided to whether go to Ithursta or the fifth reality. My theory is that people with a heavy heart and misdeeds, especially those that have a dark, troubled mind, travel to the fifth reality and become imprisoned by Mother Mabuka, the source of darkness. As suggested in Frambo, people who travel to the fifth reality wake up in darkness, who will eventually find their way to the light. Therefore, Mother Mabuka is a key character in development of a healthy mind. She even suggests that people must be in darkness and find themselves in darkness to seek the light and redemption. Therefore, the game might insinuate even the worst of the people have a chance of redemption. They're the people who have to eventually clear their minds and forgive themselves in order to travel to Ithursta, possibly a place like heaven. That can also correspond to what happened to Misfortune's mother. She was horribly abused herself, who eventually finds eternal happiness with the help of Misfortune, a pure-hearted character who spread happiness to the worst elements of the reality, even to Margot, a parasite feeding off the misery of victims.
Mommy, this smells really bad. What is it?
Dead animals. That's what it is.
Yikes forever. Yay! Happiness to the soup!
The happiness she spread might have not actually made the elements happy, but in fact, it made Misfortune truly happy. As in the animations, we see every time she sprinkles things with glitter, her heart beats faster. And she even mentions that sprinkling things with glitter makes her feel happier. At the end, she actually makes her own mother happy, manifested from her heart, with her mother's heart beating in a similar fashion to her, which eventually makes her mother take her mask off and smile, presumably being finally free from pretending that she's not happy. Something that she coached Misfortune to do, to smile even when she's not happy. Little Misfortune is a reflection of our own reality, how everyone wears a mask and hides their true emotions, as happy face masks are advertised and sold everywhere. Instead of discussing problems and trying to find true happiness, everyone thinks that they can just buy it and fix their unhappiness, and making it a big taboo to talk about it. Tangible items and new versions of the same items we possess are advertised to bring happiness, but in fact, new clothes, mobile phones, computer with the latest specs just create a mask to hide our true conditions. Hence why both evil and good entities in Frambo and Little Misfortune tell us to find happiness and light. We must face the darkness. We have to pinpoint the source of sadness and accept it to finally break free and find eternal happiness. I hope you guys are happy, and if not, that's something absolutely normal. The sheer weight of stress and responsibility every day makes us all a little unhappy at times, or even majority of times. Just know that eventually, with facing your unhappiness, you can break free and come to terms with it. It's been your host Dar. Till the next video, I hope you all have a wonderful stress-free time.